The self-help industry markets a specific brand of comfort, built on the idea that a good life requires the constant avoidance of pain. Arthur Schopenhauer, an overlooked figure in 19th century philosophy, challenged this. He argued that life is defined by suffering, and acknowledging this provides genuine durability. Centering misery within your worldview provides a defensive advantage. It shifts you from a passive victim of circumstance into a mind prepared for the worst. Psychological strength begins only after you discard the cultural expectation of constant positivity. Look at human emotion. Out of 6 primary emotions, 5, sadness, anger, fear, disgust, surprise, are negative. Only joy stands opposite. Schopenhauer noted, "We feel pain as a direct presence." He labeled suffering the true positive element of life. By this logic, happiness is a negative state. It lacks its own independent existence, appearing only as the fleeting sensation of a specific burden being lifted. It is the silence that follows a scream, because joy is defined as the momentary halt of a specific pain. Chasing it as a permanent condition is a biological impossibility. We can view unhappiness through a simple ratio. It is the distance between what you demand from the world and what reality provides. Modern culture demands a focus on the positive, forcing us to ignore the vast, indifferent scale of suffering that defines human history. When high expectations meet a ruthless reality, the resulting friction creates a second layer of misery. This additional suffering is self-inflicted, born from the shock of being denied what you felt you were owed. Baseline pain is the price of existence, but the devastation caused by unmet expectations is a tax you choose to pay. Navigating this world effectively requires you to intentionally lower the floor of your expectations. Schopenhauer suggested a foundational mental model. View the world as a penal colony, a place defined by atonement rather than pleasure. Adopting this grim baseline provides immediate protection. Calamities and personal torments transition from shocking anomalies into the standard conditions of your environment. When hardship is fully anticipated, it loses the power to mentally disrupt your life. You have already accounted for its arrival. Operating from the darkest possible baseline for reality functions as a specialized form of psychological armor. It ensures that the world's inevitable cruelties find no purchase when they arrive. When active suffering arrives, Schopenhauer offered a harsh tactic for survival. Rigorously observe those who are enduring conditions far worse than your own. Reject the instinct to look away from the grit. Examining severe misfortune in agonizing detail forces your localized problems into a cold, realistic perspective. This approach mirrors a gardener severing dead branches from a rose bush. The dead weight must be cut away, so the core organism endures. Deliberate exposure to the tragedies of others is the mechanism used to contextualize and survive your own daily torments. You cannot control the impulse that brings pain into this world, but through a disciplined mind, you can transcend it. Step away from the moralistic illusion that positive thinking is a virtue. It is often just a refusal to see the world as it is. If you are ready to value truth over validation and strength over fragile optimism, hit subscribe and turn on notifications for Opus Wisdom. The weak will continue to chase the illusion of happiness. The strong will lower their demands, embrace the reality of suffering, and execute.